Hello, my name is Dale Wilhite. I'm right now in Rock Springs, Wyoming. If you want to find anything about me, go to MySpace, Facebook, or Twitter where I have accounts. This here is just a simple idea that would be very instrumental in helping bicyclists who ride their bikes, long distances, on races and just out for a 20-mile, 30-mile, 40-mile run. Something that when I lived in Telluride, Colorado, I noticed would have been really helpful for all bicyclists, even those who are just riding their bikes, maybe 5 or 6 miles to work. And if my idea were to become a reality nationwide, it would probably increase the number of people riding bikes longer distances. And that's primarily what this is aimed at, those who are riding their bikes for, a number of miles, at least 5 miles or more, or maybe 3 miles, I don't know. It would be very instrumental that, it's just not a matter of having bike paths or you know, uh, enough room on the side of the highway to ride your bike. What's needed are what I call bike houses, or you can call them bike huts, but I just call it a bike house. These are houses that are little square uh, brick buildings that are designed to help bicyclists who are caught up in, let's say, in a thunderstorm. I've seen in Telluride heading down towards a place called Placerville and up towards Ridgeway or Norway. I've seen bicyclists out there on the side of the road, and they're caught in the middle of a thunderstorm, and they're running all around the place trying to find some place to get safe. And that's what's bad. And there's really no place for them to go. If we had these bike houses, it just might be enough to help some bicyclists to escape, where they can get cover in the event of a thunderstorm. Now, of course, a bicyclist has to be very smart. Well, you don't really have to be smart, but you have to be very aware of your surroundings. When you go out for, let's say, a 20-mile run, well, you have to know what the weather's going to be for that day. And as you're riding a bike, you need to pay close attention to what's around you, where the clouds are at. If there's something building over here, where's it going? And that might get you, that bicyclist might get to that bike house and then stops, looks, and well, that looks like that thunderstorm coming my way. I think I better just wait here till it passes. You see what I'm saying? That's what it would be instrumental in doing. It's not going to help every bicyclist, but it would help some. And inside these bike houses, they should have restrooms in there and a water fountain and a place for a number of bicyclists to put their bikes on the outside where they can put them in a locket and just sit in the building and wait for the thunderstorm to, pass over. That would be something. I know it's expensive. I know right now a lot of states don't really have the money and things like that. But as time goes on, maybe when our economy gets better, these things could become a reality. And it's a very good investment, something I wouldn't mind my taxes being used on. So much of our money is wasted by the government. Our taxes just thrown in, just completely wasted. I don't think this would be a waste. I think this would be a really good investment, and I'd be more than happy to know that my tax money is being used for that purpose. Because, as I said, I lived 10 years in Telluride, and every time I go out, just about, especially in the spring, summer, and fall, I see, especially when the weather's starting to get bad, thunderstorms coming up, these poor bicyclists, caught out in the middle of just a nightmare. And sometimes these thunderstorms come on you really, really fast. But as I said, it's not going to be perfect. It's not going to help every bicyclist, but it would help many. And I think it would help some to take a chance of riding their bikes, even though bad weather is that day, if they can just kind of look on the radar of their computers and see where the thunderstorms are at, where they're going. Well, I probably can make it this point before this storm over here is ever going to come over here. It's just something they have to work out on their own. Now, in Telluride, we have a lot of people that ride the bikes up there from Mountain Village and from some of the little surrounding communities. And you would probably have more that would ride their bikes if, again, if they had something in between there in which they could get safety, in case of a thunderstorm showing up. Now, again, I don't know how it would work out because you also have the problem with people that are not bicyclists coming into these bike houses. So somehow I think what would have to happen is that bicyclists that want to use these bike houses would probably have to maybe stop off at the sheriff's department or somewhere and get a pass to go in there, maybe a little card that opens the door for them on that particular day. They might pay $1 or something for it, something like that. Maybe a bicycle shop can handle it for the town or for the city or something. Uh, and there would maybe be the county, but just something that's very cheap, very inexpensive, and something that keeps people that don't belong in there out of there. And it should be lighted because some bicyclists get caught after night. I mean, after dark. But I think this would be very instrumental in helping a lot of bicyclists and would encourage more people to ride bikes. Again, when I live in Telluride, there's a number of people who won't ride bikes because they're afraid of getting caught in the thunderstorms, and if they take their bikes and head down, they might end up, stuck in this thunderstorm. Some of them can't get home at times. They came to work on their bikes. Bad weather shows up. They can't get home because there's a freaking thunderstorm out there, blazing away. So they have to wait, and then they try to take off, and then another one shows up, and they get hit, by a second one, and they're caught out in the middle of it. And it's scary to be caught out on a bike in the middle of a thunderstorm. But as I said, it's something, that needs some work. The idea needs some work. Of course, it's going to need a lot of money. But if you're a bicyclist who rides a lot, this is something you might ought to pitch to your county commission, your town council, or your city commission, and your state legislators. And I would push for this. And I would push bicyclist organizations to say, hey, we need bike houses. And, it has to be put in very discreet, strategic places. I'm sorry, I can't pronounce it. Strategic places. And if it was done that way, handled correctly, and kept inexpensive for the bicyclist, like say for $1 or $2 for a card for that particular day or day or something, where only they can get in there for a particular amount of time. Again, this it can't be used for anything else than that. This would be a really big help for bicyclists. So again, it's up to you. You can make it a reality. If this is something you believe in, something you think would be a good idea, and pitch the idea. Just keep pitching it, no matter how long it takes. Keep pitching the idea. Eventually, maybe it might get ears. The right people might hear it, and it might become a reality. But I would start with my town council, city council, or county commission, and the mayor, and that's the people I would start it off with. And that's where I would begin that. I just show up at some of their meetings and say, here's an idea. You say you want us to ride more bikes. Well, here's why we can't. Some people can't ride bikes because of the blasted thunderstorms. They get caught out in the middle of these thunderstorms and they have nowhere to go. We need something to where they can go. And of course, be sure and tell them, don't destroy the environment in the way. Don't go ripping up a whole bunch of woods and stuff for something like this. It's not that big anyhow. And even, I haven't designed the thing yet. Maybe if you're a designer, you know how to design something, get a piece of paper, design something like this yourself. Come up with something of your own, and then present it to the county commission or to your elected officials. Anyway, I just thought I'd pitch that for the heck of it, because I spent 10 years in Telluride, and it just killed me sometimes just to watch these bicyclists, panicking when they get caught out in the middle of these thunderstorms that just show up out of nowhere sometimes, and I just felt bad for them. Thank you for your time. Bye.